Mr. Thune, as well as Chair Cantwell and Ranking Member Cruz for working with me to schedule this hearing on such an important topic. I want to start with a story from one of my constituents. Her name's Kelly, and she's from a small community by the name of Ranchos de Taos out in New Mexico. Now, she reached out to my office last month about the importance of the Affordable Connectivity Program. And here's what she said, quote, "In my capacity as program manager for New Mexico Veterans Upward Bound program at UNM Taos, my team and I serve veterans in 8 northern New Mexico counties in some very rural areas. We are finding it more difficult to connect our Native veterans who may not even be aware of the benefits that they've earned or are unable to apply for them since most communications is via the internet. My team is working on that. Many live in extremely remote areas and only receive phone or internet service when they go into the nearest town. That's not fair. They are no less deserving of veteran benefits than anyone else," end quote. Now, I want to emphasize that point because it's why we're here today. The people who rely on the Affordable Connectivity Program to connect with healthcare providers, attend work or school, or access their benefits are no less deserving anywhere across America than anyone else. There's still many areas across the country where families have no options for high-quality broadband service. That's why we worked together to pass the bipartisan infrastructure law, which included the Broadband Equity Access and Deployment, otherwise known as the BEAD program, to build out broadband networks in regions of our country that have until now been left behind. But building the network isn't the end of the story. We have to make sure that people can afford to access it. That is why we created the Affordable Connectivity Program in a bipartisan way, to help low-income families afford internet service by contributing a $30 per month benefit. Right now, there are over 23 million households participating in this program. That's more than 55 million people. But it's not only benefiting these individuals and families, it's benefiting their local communities as well. A study from the Benton Institute for Broadband and Society published last month found that every dollar that is put into ACP returns nearly $2 in impact for the recipient of the benefit. It gives families access to better paying jobs, to training and education, to create economic mobility, to better deals on groceries and household goods. It means stimulating our local economies. So the time is now to save this program. This last full month of funding for ACP, we saw the expiration just a few days ago. Now, each household will only receive a partial benefit if Congress fails to act. That will be the end of the Affordable Connectivity Program. And mind you, all of these customers across America received notices back in January as well that this program was going away. Congress had a little bit of time to be able to fix things, to get this correct. But here's another one where Congress let the American people down. My colleagues and I have been working to find a solution to keep this program going. Thank you to Chair Cantwell, who has introduced legislation to restore the FCC's auction authority and use $7 billion in auction proceeds to keep this program alive. And thank you to Senators Welch and Senators Vance, who have introduced legislation to fund the program through the end of the year with appropriations. They're both strong proposals to temporarily fund the program and give Congress time to find a long-term solution so we don't face this cliff every 6 months or every year. Now, the Universal Service Fund Working Group that I've been proud to be a part of and lead with Ranking Member Thune has been working on a long-term solution. Once we save this program in short term, I believe, I'm looking forward to bringing a solution to this committee that provides a permanent funding mechanism, modernizing programs, looking at what the out years will certainly look like here to earn bipartisan support in both chambers. And I'm very proud that this working group has had participation from members of the Senate, members of the House, and members of leadership. It's really been incredible to see how these thoughts and these ideas and embracing some of those differences actually shows where we agree on how to get this achieved. So I very much appreciate that. Now, it would be a significant waste of government funds to let this program lapse. It would mean letting all the time and resources the federal government and our state and local partners have put into standing up the program and enrolling 23 million households go to waste. I'm looking forward to hearing from our panel of witnesses who will provide clear evidence that we are on the brink of wasting significant federal investments and causing real harm to our constituents. Each will share their perspective on the role that the Affordable Connectivity Program plays in our economy and in the lives of low-income families across the country. Now, our panelists, we're going to hear from Ms. Jennifer Case-Nevadas, who is the Director and Lead Educator of Community Learning Network and member of the Broadband and Digital Equity Support Team for New Mexico in the Office of Broadband Access and Expansion. I'm proud that Ms. Nevadas has joined us this morning all the way from Santa Fe, New Mexico, to share what she's seen on the ground and the importance of ACP and the consequences if we let it lapse. Ms. Catherine DeWitt, Project Director of the Broadband Access Initiative at the Pew Charitable Trust, who will speak to the economic importance of ACP to families across this country. Mr. Blair Levin, Policy Advisor at New Street Research and non-resident Senior Fellow at Brookings Metro, who will speak to the economic impact of a potential ACP lapse across our economy, and Dr. Paul Winfrey, President and CEO of the Economic Policy Innovation Center, who Ranking Member Thune will introduce. Now, I look forward to hearing from each of you, and I now want